Feeling out of step? While the world races forward, you might feel anchored in place, watching others move ahead while you're stuck in quiet uncertainty. If that sounds familiar, this isn't an accident. It might be your design. We're sold a story of early peaks. Launch fast in your 20s, build in your 30s, solidify in your 40s. But what if your path isn't a sprint? What if your timeline operates by a different set of rules entirely? For a certain type of person, early success isn't a win. It's a trap. The first half of life is about building an identity, fitting in, and finding your place. For many, this works. But for others, it feels like wearing a mask that never fits. You crave depth in a world that rewards the surface. You might have started paths only to walk away, felt relationships turn hollow, or endured a constant friction between who you are and who you're expected to be. That friction, it wasn't failure. It was protection. Your psyche was rejecting a life too small for you. The feeling of being left behind was the necessary pressure to keep you flexible, preparing you for a weight your soul is meant to carry. Society worships speed, but nature values endurance. The grass grows fast, but fades. The oak grows slow, building roots that last centuries. You are not building grass. Want more insights that challenge the standard narrative? Hit subscribe. Every click tells the algorithm this message matters. The first 40 or 50 years aren't wasted. They're your root-building phase. You were gathering data, processing life from the sidelines, and developing an internal architecture that those who raced ahead simply don't have. They were running. You were learning how to see. Then comes the turn. For many, midlife is a crisis. They reach a peak and find it empty. For you, it's not a crisis of loss, but of arrival. The energy shifts. The skills you've honed, deep empathy, pattern recognition, sitting with complexity, become your greatest assets. The afternoon of life belongs not to the sprinters, but to the integrators. But to step into this, you must make a conscious choice. Stop measuring yourself by the old metrics. The depression or restlessness you feel isn't defeat. It's an engine revving in neutral. You have the power. You're just waiting for permission from a world that doesn't understand your mechanics. Does this resonate? Drop a comment below with "Oak." Let's connect this quiet community. Your primary task now? Integration. To fit in earlier, you likely hid parts of yourself, your ambition, your edges, your unconventional fire. That was survival. Now, reclaiming those parts is your source of power. The goal isn't to be nice, a fear of being disliked, but to be kind, a choice from a position of strength. This integrated power is creative, stable, and formidable. Your wandering years gave you a unique toolkit, seemingly random skills and interests. Now, they fuse. You're not a specialist in one thing. You're a master of connection. In an age drowning in information but starving for wisdom, your wide-angle vision is exactly what's needed. This peak is more stable because it's built on an internal foundation, not external applause. You do the work because it needs doing. Paradoxically, this authenticity attracts the right people and opportunities. You become a lighthouse. And a lighthouse doesn't chase boats. It stands and shines. If you're finding value here, share this with one person who needs to hear it. It strengthens the signal. The greatest danger now? The provisional life. After years of waiting, you might be addicted to the planning stage. One more book, one more course, one more step before you begin. Here's the truth. Readiness isn't a feeling you wait for. It's a decision. The shift happens by acting before you feel ready. Your work must become tangible. Write the thing. Build the thing. Mentor. Create. Bring what's in your head into the world, flaws and all. Perfectionism is the enemy of completion. A finished, imperfect project is infinitely more powerful than a perfect idea that never leaves your mind. When you align action with this inner truth, you might notice something. The universe starts to cooperate. Doors open. Meaningful coincidences occur. This isn't magic, it's alignment. You're no longer swimming upstream. Don't forget to like this video. It helps others find this countercultural message. Time itself transforms. It's no longer your enemy mocking your slowness. It's your ally. You weren't procrastinating. You were fermenting. The richest wine requires time in the dark. Your depth, complexity, and resilience are the results of those silent years. There's often a deeper, familial layer here. You might be the one breaking a generational cycle, metabolizing old traumas so you can write a new code. Your victory isn't just for you. As you step into this power, protect your energy fiercely. Your empathy once made you a target. Now, your energy is sacred fuel for your purpose. Set boundaries. Be willing to be respected over being liked. Look ahead without fear. The myth of decline after 50 is a lie told by a culture obsessed with youth. For you, the path slopes upward toward clarity. The confusion of the 20s, the anxiety of the 30s, it falls away. What remains is focus. The only tragedy would be to bloom and hide your flowers, ashamed it took so long. Your harvest is needed. The world is hungry for fruit that only grows on trees that have weathered the longest winters. Your silence was preparation. Your waiting was the longer run-up for a higher jump. The curtain is up. The stage is yours. Ready to step into it? Subscribe and ring the bell. This channel is your manual for the journey ahead. Let's continue this conversation in the comments. Tell me, what part of this resonated most with you today?